Welcome back, everyone. And if you're new here, welcome to Royal Sussex Squad, where truth has a voice and the smear campaigns get the shutdown they deserve. This space right here is where we tell the real story, the full story. Not the tabloid headlines, not the manipulated clickbait, not the desperate whispers from royalists and media vultures. No, we're talking about the facts, the nuance, the grace and the power of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, two people who've endured the unthinkable and continue to rise with dignity, authenticity and vision. Today we're diving deep into something that may seem small at first glance, but when you look closely it opens up a whole conversation about influence, respect, business, legacy, and how women like Meghan are constantly being judged by standards no one else has to face. Because yes, Martha Stewart made a few comments, a simple few words that, of course, have now been twisted, turned and prodded by people looking to pit women against each other, to question Meghan's authenticity and to keep that never-ending media cycle of negativity going. But we're not doing that here. We're going to tell the truth. So here's the setup. Martha Stewart, yes, the Martha Stewart, 83 years old and still a force to be reckoned with, was asked in a Yahoo News Australia interview what she thought about Meghan Markle and Gwyneth Paltrow stepping into the lifestyle arena, following in her footsteps as lifestyle influencers. The interviewer wanted her opinion, probably hoping for some hot take, some spicy critique, or some comment that could be turned into a headline, because that's the game, right? But what did Martha say? She said, "I don't mind. Good luck." Now, some people immediately jumped on that, trying to paint it as shade. You know how the media operates. They hear neutrality and twist it into a secret dig. They want everything to be a feud. They want women, especially powerful women, to be in constant conflict. Meghan and Gwyneth? Oh, the tabloids have been dying to turn them into rivals. Never mind that they're not fighting. Never mind that they're actually living in the same neighbourhood in Montecito, and literally shared a video together eating pie at a kitchen table, laughing at the fake beef rumours. But back to Martha. After the good luck comment, she went on to praise Gwyneth. She said Gwyneth has been very successful, that she built an interesting body of businesses, that she's admired, that she won an Oscar and that she's powerful. That's all fine. No one's arguing with that. Gwyneth Paltrow, whether you love her brand or roll your eyes at Goop's $200 psychic vampire spray, has definitely created a lane for herself. She's taken risks, said some bizarre things, but built a business that many women connect with. Then Martha turned to Meghan, and this is the part people keep zeroing in on. She said, "Meghan, I don't really know very well, and I hope she knows what she's talking about. Authenticity to me is everything. That's it, just that. Now let's unpack that, because that's what we do here. We unpack. We don't jump to conclusions. We don't read a quote and make it gospel. We look deeper because context is everything." First of all, Martha admits she doesn't know Meghan very well. And that right there tells you a lot. If you don't know someone, you're not speaking from knowledge, you're speaking from perception, from what you've seen, from what you've been told. And what do we know about the information circulating around Meghan Markle? It's been poisoned for years by tabloids, by royal sources, by so-called experts who've never met her, by commentators who built entire careers dragging her. So if Martha's only exposure to Meghan has been through that filter, then of course there's going to be uncertainty. That's not shade, that's the effect of propaganda. Then there's the bit about, "I hope she knows what she's talking about." Again, that's not necessarily a diss. It's a statement of curiosity, but it's also telling, because it implies a standard that Meghan has to prove herself, that she has to justify her space in the lifestyle industry, that she has to be extra authentic to be accepted. And that is where we need to stop and ask, why does Meghan always have to prove herself? Why is her knowledge questioned when other celebrities are praised for doing the bare minimum? Why is Meghan's passion for cooking, gardening, entertaining, things she's been vocal about for years, suddenly seen as a performance instead of a reflection of who she really is? Let's be very clear. Meghan Markle didn't just stumble into the lifestyle space. She's been here, long before she married into the royal family, long before Sussex became a title on the global stage. Let's not forget the TIG, her lifestyle blog that predated all of this, where she shared food, travel, wellness, reflections, recipes. That was her authentic voice, her interests, her joy, and she shut that down not because she wanted to, but because the monarchy told her she had to. But now that she's free, she's reclaiming that space. She's not imitating Martha Stewart. She's continuing what she started. And she's doing it with grace, creativity, and innovation. Her Netflix show, With Love, Meghan didn't come out of nowhere. It was years in the making, a lifestyle series that was deeply personal, a show that showed her cooking, planting, making, sharing, real moments, real passions, no glitz, no heavy production, just Meghan being Meghan. And the response? Overwhelmingly positive. People saw through the nonsense. They connected, they bought her products, they wanted more. And let's talk about those products, because this isn't just content, it's commerce, it's strategy. Herbal teas, cookie mixes, flower sprinkles, rose wine. A whole brand called As Ever, rooted in simplicity, warmth, connection. That's not random, that's intentional. That's someone who knows exactly what they're doing. And guess what? Meghan's not even calling herself an influencer. In fact, when asked, she said very clearly, I see myself as an entrepreneur and a female founder. And if the brand ends up influential, then that's great. That's the difference. She's not chasing status. She's building something real. Meanwhile, the same voices that praised Martha and Gwyneth for decades are sitting around asking if Meghan's authentic enough. That's a joke. Meghan's authenticity has been tested more than anyone else in public life right now, and through it all she's remained kind, poised and creative. If that's not authentic, I don't know what is, and we can't ignore how the media tried to stir up fake drama between Meghan and Gwyneth. Remember when the internet started whispering about beef between them? It was so absurd, and yet they pushed it. But what did Meghan and Gwyneth do? They laughed in their faces. Literally, that little video Gwyneth posted on Instagram? She answered a fan question about the so-called beef, and then turned the camera to show Meghan sitting across from her, chill as ever, taking a bite of pie. It was perfect, effortless, friendly, real. That's how you shut down foolishness. That's how you move when you're unbothered. So let's bring it back to Martha. Her comments weren't hateful, but they did reflect a kind of old-school gatekeeping that still lingers in certain corners of industry. A belief that some people have to work twice as hard to be taken seriously, that some people are authentic by default, while others have to prove it. And Meghan, she's always in that second category, always having to prove, always being doubted. But here's what they don't understand. Meghan doesn't need their permission. She doesn't need their approval. She doesn't need their crown or their invitation or their press. She has her own crown, her own audience, her own power. And when you build from the heart, when you create from a place of truth and connection, no amount of skepticism can stop your growth. So while Martha's watching an episode out of curiosity, Meghan's over here selling out stock. While the tabloids are writing think pieces about authenticity, Meghan's literally in her garden growing her brand. While royalists are clinging to hierarchy, Meghan's building equity. And let's be honest, this is what scares them. That she doesn't need to play their game, that she's building something new, that she walked away from the biggest institution on earth and came out happier, freer, and more herself than ever before. This isn't about one quote from Martha Stewart. This is about how society treats women who dare to step out of the box they were put in. And Meghan didn't just step out. She set that box on fire and planted roses where it used to sit. Martha Stewart has thoughts on Meghan Markle and Gwyneth Paltrow as lifestyle influencers. I don't mind. Good luck, Stewart said about those following in her footsteps. Martha Stewart spoke about Meghan Markle and Gwyneth Paltrow as lifestyle influencers. Stewart, 83, is celebrated as America's original lifestyle influencer. Meghan and Paltrow previously teamed up for a video to squash rumours of beef between them. Martha Stewart has something to say about Meghan Markle and Gwyneth Paltrow getting in on the lifestyle game. The lifestyle maven, 83, shared her thoughts on the Duchess of Sussex and the Goop founder, following in her footsteps as influencers in a new interview with Yahoo News Australia. I don't mind. Good luck, Stewart said when asked to share her opinion on Meghan and Paltrow as celebrity influencers specifically. Gwyneth's been very successful, by the way. She created quite an interesting body of businesses. She's admired. She won an Oscar, for heaven's sake, as an actress. She's pretty powerful, she said. Meghan, I don't really know very well, and I hope she knows what she's talking about, Stewart continued. Authenticity to me is everything, and to be authentic and knowledgeable about your subject matter is extremely important. An entrepreneur, author, television host and media personality, Stewart is credited as an original cultural influencer and is America's first self-made female billionaire. Stewart previously said she was intrigued by Duchess of Sussex's lifestyle series With Love. Meghan, which premiered on Netflix in March and People exclusively revealed will return for a second season this fall. Speaking to Access Hollywood in April, Stewart said she was curious to check out the show. "I'll watch an episode and see how she does," Stewart said, then With Love. Meghan followed the Duchess of Sussex, pursuing her passions for cooking, creating, gardening and entertaining across 8 episodes, and her coordinating lifestyle brand, As Ever, became available to shop 1 month after the series premiered. In partnership with Netflix, Meghan debuted a collection of shelf-stable food products including herbal teas, shortbread cookie mix and flour sprinkles, later unveiling a rose wine. Exclusively speaking to People earlier this year about the launch of her new business, the Duchess of Sussex clarified that she doesn't consider herself an influencer. "I see myself as an entrepreneur and a female founder, and if the brand ends up influential, then that's great," Meghan said. Meghan, 43, and Paltrow, 52, previously teamed up to squash rumours of beef between them in a surprise video shared to Paltrow's Instagram stories in March. There, the Goop Guru used the feature's interactive format to respond to a follower who asked, "Are you comprehending the Meghan Markle beef that social media says you two have? I genuinely do not understand this at all whatsoever. Do you understand this?" the Academy Award winner said, and panned the camera to show Meghan sitting across from her at a kitchen table. The Duchess of Sussex shrugged to reply and took a bite of pie. The sweet treat called back to Paltrow's previous quip to Vanity Fair that she hoped to bring Meghan and Prince Harry, who live in the same neighbourhood as her in Montecito, Calif, a pie as a friendly gesture. "I don't know Meghan and Harry," she said in a spring cover story. "I mean, I've met Meghan, who seems really lovely, but I don't know her at all. Maybe I'll try to get through their security detail and bring them a pie." So to every critic questioning her authenticity, her knowledge, her right to be in the lifestyle space, sit down, watch, learn. Because Meghan is redefining what it means to be a public figure, a brand, a founder, a creator. And she's doing it with style, substance, and yes, authenticity. If you're still listening and your spirit is feeling fed, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Share this video. And if you believe in what we're doing, lifting up the truth, protecting Meghan and Harry's legacy, and calling out the mess, consider sending a super thanks. Your support keeps this going and helps us continue telling the story they don't want told. Until next time, stay bold, stay kind, and always stay royal.